Oh, whoa, here we are. Destiny 2. At the end here, I need to turn all of this down. There we go. So, I'm going to be talking a bit about the Final Shape campaign and stuff like that while we get the final mission done on my Warlock. I've already done it on my Hunter, but I need to get it done on my Warlock, so I figured might as well do it while we talk. I've seen so many people, surprisingly, but also not surprisingly, talking about how great they thought the campaign was, or that it was amazing. And that just blows my mind, because to be totally honest, I thought the campaign sucked. There were good parts about it for sure, but overall it was pretty terrible. The writing was not great, the dialogue was weird and did not feel natural a lot of the time. Zavala's character arc made no sense, especially given what's happened in the past. I mean, we had a whole freaking season about him getting over his fears and regrets, and then they're like, hey, that never happened. Now, I love Keith, right? The guy that voices Zavala right now. He voiced the Arbiter in Halo. He's a legend when it comes to voice acting. He's great. But he does not fit Zavala. Part of the problem is that we've been listening to the same Zavala for over 9 years with Lance Reddick, and now that he's dead, well, I don't know. They can't bring him back. I think it would be disrespectful to use AI to voice him, like to mimic Lance Reddick's voice. I think they should have killed him off. Really. That would have been the best thing to do, in my opinion. But to hear him especially getting, like, losing it and yelling and stuff, I don't know, it doesn't sound right. It's weird. Ikora, we're supposed to like feel for her stuff and seeing her reunite with Cade and stuff. We have gotten no story arc for Ikora in 10 years. What? Why? What? Most of the characters in this game have no personality. The vast majority of these characters are like, yes, either nothing's happened, or here's a tiny piece of information, and now you're supposed to love this character and feel bad for them when something bad happens to them. It's horrible, horrible, horrible story writing. I Before we talk about some more horrible stuff, I think I should probably point out the good stuff, right? Because there is good stuff. The music is incredible. The music was so good. I loved it. I loved every track. I'm very particular about music. I think music is the most important thing in games, or at least for me personally. And it was great. I think they nailed that part. The aesthetic, right? How the Pale Heart looks with all the different destinations and the art styles and like the weird body horn stuff. Also incredible. They completely nailed that. It feels so space horror fantasy-y. Like it's so cool. And being able to go to the different places on the Pale Heart and feel like you're in a completely different destination is really cool. They completely nailed that. And then there's the combat. The combat for the Legend. I haven't played the normal campaign. I did the Legend version, of course. I thought the Legend combat was pretty good. I enjoyed it most of the time. There were some different spots that were not great, too easy, too bullshitty. I thought the final fight with the Witness in the campaign part, not this Excision mission, right, but like the normal part, the campaign on Legend, I did not like it at all. I am all about difficulty. I think the game should be turned up several notches in difficulty in almost every area. I love stuff that's so difficult it makes you want to rip your hair out, as long as it's fair. The fight with the Witness at the end with the subjugators and stuff was just stupid. It was literally random bullshit go, but this time instead of us doing it, it was the Witness. There were times that you could not avoid it. You would be in the back of the map, or I would be back in the map, or my friend, because I did it twice actually, right? I already did on my Warlock and I did on my Hunter. I was solo my Hunter, I played with a friend on my Warlock. You could be behind cover, right? I would go invisible, run to the other side of the map, be behind cover, and the subjugator with stasis would still know exactly where I was behind cover, invisible, throw the stasis over, block me in behind cover with stasis crystals and shatter it, and I would get one shot. While I was still with full resilience, full health, and all of the like resist mods on. It would just decimate me. There were so many bullshit deaths that me and my friend had. It was ridiculous. It was not a fair fight. It was just they spammed as much random debuffs and crowd control on the players as much as they possibly could and called it difficulty. And it didn't feel fair at all. I did not enjoy it. Then back to the story. The story. There were some good parts. Surprisingly, Cade being brought in didn't feel as weird as I expected it to. It wasn't that bad. And Cade's existence felt natural. He brought something to the story that was really needed. His character was just really good. And I'm very glad that he was there. But that was pretty much where the good parts end for the story. Other than, I guess, the cinematics. The cinematics looked really clean, way better quality than they have been in the past. So that was cool, but Zavala, like I said, the story with him made no sense. Ikora, she was somebody that was there, I guess. The Crow, I mean, they've sort of built him up like a main character, but I still feel like we've been lacking a lot of story with him. I don't feel like we've had enough for him to go from what he was to the Hunter Vanguard. It just felt really weird. And the dialogue in a lot of places made no sense. Now, the campaign was mostly just running left and right trying to find stuff like, oh, we don't know what to do with the witness, so we just gotta go here and talk to the traveler. Go here, get light from the traveler. Go here, ask the weird statue a million times what they want, just over and over and over and over and over and over and over for them to tell us the same exact fucking thing every time. It was just really stupid and really tedious. And how about the fact that it's been 10 years? We just did the finale and we still have no clue what the Traveler is. What is the Traveler? What is the point? What is its goal? Why does it have the light? Why does it give us the light? Why does it abandon people when the witness shows up? Why does it run around? Why? Just what and why? We literally know almost nothing about the Traveler still, and that's just stupid, beyond stupid. Well, the witness, as a bad guy, makes absolutely no sense. I've hated the witness since they introduced him. He's just emo Megamind, but with really buttery smooth skin. Back in the day, the sort of anticipation for finding out what controlled the Black Fleet was really there. Now, a lot of people didn't care for it, but I thought at least the ending and the setup for what was to come with the Shadowkeep, right? And after doing the story and then the raid and it having our duplicate, or they copied the look of our Guardian to mirror us and saying they were our salvation. Oh my god, chills down my spine. That was beautiful. There were other problems with the campaign, but we're not talking about that right now. And reading the lore and then having the lore about the Gardener and the Winnower, it seems so cool. The lore in this game is amazing. The lore writers, they need a pay raise. The people that write the story that goes into the game, they suck ass 99% of the time. They have no clue what's going on. Also, what is that? What is that? What? I feel like it could look better if he didn't look so like he was made of concrete or something, and that weird curtain of concrete where his hands come out from. I loved the body horror, but they did overdo the hands. They were just oh, well, we need more stuff. Hands. Fill the space with hands. It needs to look creepy. Hands. If the witness has to do with it, just cover it in hands. Really overdid the hand thing. But still, the body horror part was pretty cool in general. But yeah, why? Back in the day, before we knew the witness, there was no hint to the witness's existence. it was mostly about the Gardener and the Winnower, right? That sort of stuff. We had a few lore books on that. There's a lot of mystery, and it was cool that way. Then after the Witch Queen campaign, out of nowhere, in comes Emo Megamind, who we have no idea who he is, and they're just like, oh yeah, it's been this guy controlling the ships this whole time. What? Oh, also the pyramid ships, they're empty. There's nothing in them. Totally empty pyramid ships. It's not actually the darkness, it's just some random fucktard controlling the darkness named the Witness. Whoever decided to make the Witness a character and have him be the big baddie needs to be fired and sent somewhere where they're never allowed to write anything ever again. They should be working a very different job. It is terrible. It was horrible. I just can't believe that there are people that thought the campaign was good, that they thought the story was good. They need to experience actually good stories. There's so many great stories out there. And they clearly have never seen any of them or heard any of them. They've been, what is it called? Crap, what is it? Something syndrome? I don't know. Stockholm syndrome, yes. Okay, Destiny players have been accustomed to so much dog shit that now when they get slightly less shitty dog shit, they think it's actually high quality. And it's depressing. I think things really went downhill with Destiny 2 to begin with when it first came out. There were a lot of problems with Destiny 1 for sure. But overall, they nailed the whole feeling and how this, like, the mystery with the story and stuff. I thought it was pretty good. I really liked Destiny 1, and it just, the whole vibe of the game felt completely different. Then, this game, you just have a lot of random bullshit in all of the seasons. There were many seasons where the story was disconnected. It made no sense. It was stupid. The dialogue was terrible. They added characters in and butchered them compared to how they were in the lore. It just made no sense. Then, I don't know, like, they showed a bunch of the characters in the cutscene for this excision mission, but they don't even talk. Like, they're just like, oh, look, this person that you were gonna have around, you would think, in the end. Oh, they're here, kind of, sort of. You see them once, and then they do nothing noteworthy. Okay. Or what you'll see later on at the end of this mission. Okay, I guess we can, out of nowhere, channel power through our ghost to shoot a giant death ray. Whatever that is, well, it just makes no sense. And then they killed your ghost just for Cade to sacrifice himself to come back. It was blatantly obvious that they were going to kill off Cade again. Granted, we didn't know how, and I wasn't expecting that to happen, but why would you kill, quotation marks, the ghost when you've already said there's going to be story after the final shape with the episodes? There were no stakes. Alright, even with, like, the end of the universe, it never felt like there were any stakes at all. It was just like, oh yeah, here's just another campaign we're gonna play through where we win, inevitably, with no hardships. They killed Tarj. Oh, guess what? We knew Tarj for exactly 5 fucking seconds. He's dead. Nobody cares. It had no effect at all. Zavala, okay, something... Darkside Royalty is a YouTuber that does a lot of stuff about Destiny. He said in a live stream that he did, literally just last night or today, I think, he had mentioned that, wow, I already forgot my train of thought. Oh yeah, he was like, oh, maybe now there's going to be consequences. Zavala's not going to be able to be the Vanguard Commander. Oh, no, he learned Stasis now. Oh, he's still Vanguard Commander. It's all fine. Doesn't even matter, he lost his ghost. It just, why? Just why? For anybody that thinks the campaign was good, I urge you to play through it again and really pay attention and ask why anything is happening and what sort of effect it has on the story. Unfortunately, this is not like a great critique of the game or the story, as I've done nothing but shit on it, honestly. There's going to be much better critiques in the future. probably buy Dark Side royalty. He's a great guy that he's got amazing critique videos on Destiny in general. There's a lot of white knights for Bungie that hate on him, but that's just because they're mad that he's right. I am going to play the final shape probably a little bit more in the future with my friends, but I don't plan on playing it afterwards. I'm just going to delete Destiny and pretend it never happened. Because it was trash. It was a bad experience. I love D1. I'm glad I made the friends I did, but wow. This was a horrible game. It had ups, but it had a lot of downs, and those downs went really far down. This is a great example for the future of what you shouldn't do for a game, except what's sad is that people are going to look at it and think it's an example of what you should do. Prismatic as well. They added in Prismatic. You know what Prismatic seems like to me? It gives the impression that they didn't have time or resources to make a third subclass, so in the last minute, they just grabbed all of the other subclasses and shoved them together. That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel inspired. It doesn't feel that unique. It's honestly worse than a lot of the normal light or dark subclasses. Normal solar is still way too broken. Like, solar on pretty much all three classes is still going to be better than playing with Prismatic. A big part of the problem, not even just like not having all the aspects sucks, but more importantly than that is not having the fragments. You don't get the fragment to get Devour, or sorry, not Devour. You don't get the fragment to get more Scorch stacks when you pick up, or sorry, when you apply Scorch. That's gone. You don't get the one where Ignitions spread Scorch. That's gone. You don't get the one where you get more melee damage after being struck or something for melee builds. That's gone. You're missing out on so much. There's very few ways to get Frost Armor. You lose out on just so much stuff that is extremely important to other builds. And it's depressing. It feels so lackluster. Or in Hunter. Hunter does not have very many options. It's just kind of, yeah, you can put on other stuff, but if you're not running the same old combination blow shit, it's not going to be that great. And while there are people, yeah, you can get higher damage, I guess, technically, with Prismatic, Punchy Punch, I feel like normal arc combination blow with Liar's Handshake just feels way better to use. It takes less effort with nearly the same output, so why even bother with Prismatic? With Transcendence, it's okay. I don't like not being able to use my normal grenade. Like, if I have Healing Grenade, I can't use my Healing Grenade during Transcendence. It's annoying that you have to get a melee off to really increase your grenade recharge rate. Like, during Transcendence, you have to hit something with your melee to buff your grenade charge rate, and hit something with your grenade to buff your melee charge rate. What if my melee is close range, and I don't want to fucking die by getting in the enemy's face? Like, if I'm fighting Torment, I'm not going to get on his face. I'm going to get killed if I do that. So you're forced to, if you want to get everything out of it, you have to run a melee that is long range, which can kill your build. The grenades are okay. I don't like the one that sticks to the wall in the Hunter, because it's nothing but slow until like 5-6 seconds into the grenade, then it finally starts doing damage, but a lot of the time the enemies have already moved out of the radius at that point. It would be cool if it was the slow and fire tornado at the same time. The grenade on Warlock is just a vortex grenade with a bit of slow, I guess. It's not very special. Ooh, cast this. And the Titan grenade is cool, I guess. It's alright. A big problem with the grenades on Warlock and Hunter, though, are grenades that deal damage over time or like make a zone or whatever, or not just grenades, but like almost every type of damage like that in the game, they don't stack from the same player. So if you throw, for example, solar grenades, if you throw 20 solar grenades on the boss, it's going to do the damage of one solar grenade. If I cast Transcendence and I throw 20 Transcendence grenades on the boss that are sitting on them, it's only doing the damage of one because it's like a vortex grenade. The same problem happens with Hunter. That's why Titan has the best Transcendence, because you can actually get damage by spamming it. Whereas spamming it on a big chunky target doesn't do shit. And yeah, it's good for ads, but there's already a bunch of stuff that's good for ads. Transcendence is just okay, I guess. And it's the main draw to Prismatic. I don't know. Disappointment is the best word to describe it, I'd say. As a whole, the final shape. There was a few exotics, I guess. The exotic weapons are cool, the armor's cool for the most part, but it just, I don't know, man. This is not what I this is not what I was hoping the end to a 10-year saga, 10 years of my life would be like. I suppose overall it probably would have never lived up to the insane expectations a lot of people would have. My expectations were set pretty low, though, as Bungie has been nothing but a failure in the past recently, especially with Lightfall. My expectations were very low, and they met those expectations by having it be mediocre at best. I am not going to play Destiny 3 if they come out with it, or at least I have no plans to, unless like literally all of my friends became ragingly addicted to it and that was the game we would play together. Unless that happens, which is unlikely to happen. Almost all my friends have quit Destiny. Most of them haven't even come back to play the final shape. They don't even care. They haven't bought it. They're done because the game has done nothing but make them want to off themselves. So in GTA. So why would they come back? So unless that randomly, miraculously were to happen with Destiny 3, I would never buy it or play it. I have no intention of playing any Bungie game. Bungie's just doo-doo water. They're doo-doo water at best and raging absolute horseshit at worst. Oh look, here we go. Watch. Apparently our ghost can channel a death beam now. Wow, isn't that awfully convenient? Look, you'll see it here in a second. This mission is just meh. People are like, oh, this mission was great. I loved it. Wow, I loved the way nothing made sense and we just randomly shot Light and then they killed our ghost off for no reason and then brought him back, which we all knew would happen because they already said they're doing more after this in the game. Oh, wow, it's because there were 12 people. That automatically makes it good, right? No. No, just because there's 12 people in the mission doesn't make it good or cool. I know there's going to be a lot of people that disagree with that, but I'm sorry that your standards are so low. Please, seek help and find something that's actually good so that the bar can be raised for you. Here it is. It's over. Now he just sort of floats off and disappears. Wow. Yeah, so this was pretty much just a rant video talking about the disappointment of the final shit. And how it did not live up to my expectations. Sorry, it did live up to my expectations by being not good. And if I were to recommend anybody on what to do with Destiny, it would be if you're playing it, quit. And if you're thinking about playing it, don't. There's better things to do with your life. The only reason I'm here is because I had to finish it. I've been here too long, right? At that point, you gotta finish it out, otherwise you just lack commitment. But it's so blah. I can't believe we don't know what the Traveler is still. No idea. I'm not even gonna bother with this cutscene. Oh, never mind. I can't even skip it. Isn't that fun? Well, I'm not gonna bother with playing the rest of it out on video. That's the gist of it. I'm sure there's gonna be a white knight that finds this video and says that the campaign was the greatest thing ever. That's... wow, okay, sure, buddy. You go, girl. But yeah, that's it. Just a rant of a salty player that wasted a lot of time in their life on a game that wasn't worth it. So, adios, I guess. Where's the thing to let me record stuff? Here we go. Bye.